It's my decision. I'm going with Jackson. We're going to get him ready to play this week and the remainder of the season.
Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. Obviously, we got the news for Jackson Dart that was confirmed today by Brian Daboll. He made it clear. Brian Daboll made it clear that it was his decision. It was his decision to go with Jackson Dart. He also said that, he spoke with those guys and said that, Russell Wilson took it like a professional. He also said that Russell Wilson will be quarterback too. So that answers a lot of questions for other people. I saw some people saying, you should put Russ at the third quarterback. Didn't make any sense to me. And we saw today that Russell Wilson will be the number 2 behind Jackson Dart. What does that mean for Jameis Winston? Absolutely nothing, because he will be the number 2 to Jackson Dart next year. That's what the money tells everybody. But guess what? Outside of that, outside of the Jackson Dart news, other things did happen. Other things needed to be addressed. The elephant in the room was, who are the New York Giants going to get to replace Graham Gano? Now, they have not put him on IR yet. They did confirm that Graham Gano is going to be out this week. And we saw that the New York Giants signed Young-Ho Koo to the practice squad. He was the kicker for the Atlanta Falcons for a few years. Was actually pretty good. Then recently, not that good. It ended up getting, cut by the Falcons. We pick him up. And right now, it's going to be a competition between Koo and McAtamney. So we'll see what happens by the end of the week. Both of those guys are on the practice squad. But one of those guys will be called up by Saturday and will be the kicker, for the New York Giants this week. Funny thing about Koo is Koo kicked in a dome, and we already know how the wind is in MetLife, so I'm curious to see what happens. I believe it's going to be a real competition because McAtamney has been here for a while. He's used to kicking in the elements. He's used to kicking in the tri-state area. Koo, I'm not so much familiar if he ever kicked outside. I don't have that much history on him, but I know when it comes to Atlanta, that's a dome. Obviously, 8 games at home, 8 games away. He's been kicking out. He kicked outside at some point in time. So I think that is a true competition. Other thing, injury report. Injury report today, people that did not practice. You have Malik Neighbors, did not disclose what it was. Could just been rest. Tyrone Tracy, obviously with the dislocated shoulder. Nacho is still out. Theo Johnson out. And, of course, Graham Gano. Outside of that, everybody should be practicing today. Now, let's talk a little bit about what I guess the fans will expect from Jackson Dart. That's what everybody has been saying for the past 24 hours or since the news dropped. What are we going to see? What's going to be different? Is the scheme going to be different? Are they going to call a game different? Speaking of calling a game, Brian Daboll also confirmed that Mike Kafka will continue to call the plays, be the play caller for the New York Giants, and we'll see what happens there, because that's another question people had. How much longer before Brian Daboll takes over, the play calling? And for me, I think that would be a mistake, because right now we need Brian Daboll to be the coach of the whole team. He needs to have his attention at all aspects of the game. And we already know in certain occasions, time management, game management, stuff like that, he has not been the best. We cannot take his focus off of that, because who knows? Maybe if he was a little bit more focused, he would have made a correction to what Shane Bowen did at the end of the Dallas game, or in the regulation for the Dallas game, how we played them. So we absolutely need Brian Daboll focused on the entire team, not just, Jackson Dart. Mike Kafka is fully capable, in my opinion, right now at least. Mike Kafka is fully capable of being a play caller, for Jackson Dart. Everything that we liked about Jackson Dart, preseason, training camp, Mike Kafka was the one calling those plays. So you got to give Mike Kafka, a fair shake and a chance to, to be the play caller for Jackson Dart. Also something that I missed, that I didn't mention. Brian Daboll said Jackson Dart will be the starter for the remainder of the season. And some people are like, yeah, of course, obviously. What that also means, maybe some people are thinking about it, maybe some people aren't, is if there is a part of this season where Jackson Dart struggles, he's pretty much telling everybody, don't ask me any questions about, am I going to bring Russell back in at QB1? He answered that question today, letting you guys know Jackson Dart will be the starter for the remainder of the season, outside of, injuries or something like that. But he made a clear statement, just like he made a clear statement in the beginning of the summer, saying that Russell Wilson is going to be the quarterback one. He's going to be the starter. He did that. And right now you saw him say Jackson Dart will be the starter for the remainder of the season. That means the good, bad, and the ugly, no matter what, Jackson Dart will be the starter. Don't start calling for somebody else if Jackson Dart hits a low. And I don't think he will. We have to be realistic as fans of what our expectations should be when we see Dart out there, especially against the Chargers. Speaking of the Chargers, tonight, make sure you guys tune in. I have the Giants War Room. I have a Chargers content creator that will be joining me for the War Room, so we can preview, this week's matchup between the New York Giants and the Chargers. So outside of that, no real other updates. Timon Fox was signed back to the practice squad. Actually signed back to the 53. I believe that's what they said. But outside of that, no other news, no other surprises. Obviously, the big surprise, not even a surprise, but the big change was the quarterback being swapped out yesterday. And now it's just about the preparation and getting Jackson Dart ready for this not a home opener, but his debut at MetLife against the Chargers, which is no easy feat. And I believe nobody has us favored. Again, the Chargers are the number one team, arguably, in the AFC right now as a whole. But let me know what you guys think. No surprises. Again, injury report, trying to see what's good with Neighbors. Oh, Thomas did react well. He's good to go. The game reps that he got didn't hamper him this week. Everything's looking good for him, so expect Andrew Thomas to most likely play the whole game. I don't think they put him on another pitch count. He looked actually really good last week. So, and with your rookie, quarterback out there, you want Andrew Thomas out there as well. Didn't hear anything about any other shifts. I believe Marcus Bowe just ends up being the swing tackle, the first guy off the bench as far as for any tackle, whether it be Illuminor or Andrew Thomas. Have not heard anything about Bowe getting kicked inside or JMS getting swapped out or anything like that yet. And I don't expect to hear anything like that unless, we get into the games and, things look bad. But outside of that, let me know what you guys think. Short little update. Injury report, what Brian Dable is saying. Russell Wilson is number 2. Jackson Dart is a starter for the remainder of the season. It's a kick competition between Koo and McAtamney. May the best person win. I just need a kicker at the end of the day. Somebody that can. I don't need Jamie Gillen trying to kick the extra points. I don't need Jamie Gillen trying to do the kickoffs, which actually the kickoffs weren't that bad. But still, we got to be prepared and we got to do the right thing. More Kayvon Thibodeau trade rumors as well. I don't think that's going to happen. That was a little bit yesterday. But listen, it's still early in the season. Don't get too ahead of ourselves. Don't start trying to, jump off the ship or anything like that. Let's see how these next few games play out. Again, Jackson Dart's games are going to be, first 3 games are going to be the Chargers, the Saints, and then the Eagles. Then the Broncos, and then the Eagles again. So, yeah, he will be battle-tested in the near future, starting with this Sunday against the Chargers. But with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.